Right, so now we will go ahead and provision the CSR. So I will go back to my DNS3 now, and I will grab the CSR. So I will select the CSR name as DC, and I will make sure that I do have 6 interfaces that are enough or not. So gig 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that should be fine. 6 interfaces should be good. And click on apply and OK. I will just start the device. And now gig 1 is connecting to internet, gig 2 is connecting to MPLS, 3 and 4 are connecting to the service VPN. So first I will go to gig 1 IP and gig 2 connecting to MPLS and gig 3 and 4 connecting to service IP. So gig 5, I will use it for the management. And I will take the console. Now for the CSR, it will take a lot of time because to boot the CSR, it will at least take 5 to 7 minutes. And again, it's a lot of booting process. Now, until that boots up, let's go ahead and create a template for that one. So before we create a template, again, we have to make sure that we send that valid session key. All right, so if you see that, I have typed in the username as admin and password as admin. If you remember the AAA template which we have sent, now my password Cisco0123 is not anymore valid. So I will say exit one more time, and this time I will log in with the Moise and the admin password will be admin, and you see that log in with the user Moise. Exit, log in with the admin, and now if I say that show orchestrator valid vEdges in the table form. So these are already provisioned by the VH cloud devices. Now I do not have any CSR one. So let's go ahead and validate one certificate for the CSR router. So I will be selecting CSR C26 1A. So I will click that one as a valid one and send to controllers. So it is now sending the details to all the controllers, that is the vSmart and vMod. All right, so once that has been done, I should see here one more. All right, success. And now I should see one more entry, that is the CSR 261A0. So let's go ahead to the templates now. We will do the same thing, go back to the feature template. Since this device is a different one, I can go ahead with the add template. And I will say that CSR, select the CSR. First, I will create the AAA. And here I will select the CSR AAA, copy paste that one. And now local user admin is already there. I will create one more user that is the same thing, Moise, and admin, just to make sure that it's admin. Privilege level will be 15 and click on add. So again on local database is done, everything is done. Now server group priority, I want to make sure that first priority should be given to the local database because I don't have the TCAS or the radius for now. So click on save. So AAA template has been created. So let's create the system template now. So it should be here, system template. I will say that CSR system, copy, paste. And again, the device specific. So I just want to make sure that the naming convention is good so that you do not get confusion. CSR site ID and the system IP. Time zone, I will also make this one as the specific one, CSR time zone, and host name, location, nothing to worry. Keep this one as a default for now. And that's all. We don't require anything. Click on save. The other thing is that next go ahead with the VPN template, so CSR, and select Cisco VPN. So we do require 512 and 0. So it should be CSR VPN 512 and 512, and I will make this one as a global, name it as the management, and no other changes. That's all. Save. And the next thing is that the CSR, I will select the CSR and I should see all of them. I will just copy this one and make it as a VPN 0 now. Click on copy. So once that is been copied, let's go ahead and edit that one. So I have to change this one to 0 and I have to change the name to transport. And in this one, yes, since the transport is going to communicate with the internet, I need to define the DNS, and it will be the I will go with the global because I do have only 2 DNS for now. And the secondary will be the same thing. That should be 8.8.8 as usual. And the next IPv4 route, yes, I do have 2 IPv4 routes within my VPN 0. One is going via ISP, another one is going via MPLS. Add the next hop, device specific. So I will say CSR VPN 0, next hop 1, and add one more. That should be next hop 2. Add and add. So that's all is required for now. So click on update. So VPN 512 and VPN 0 is been ready. So next we need the gig 1 and 2 interfaces to be ready. So now click on add template, select the CSR. Next, select the Cisco VPN interface Ethernet. This one will be the gig 1, so CSR will be G1. Or first I will go ahead and create the CSR 5 because that's the management one. We do not have much configuration on that one, so that's the reason I'm going with gig 5 first. No shutdown. Be careful here. You have to select gigabyte Ethernet and say 5. The name should match the same interface name is there on the Cisco routers, so you have to be careful with that one. So let me see if it has booted or not. No, it's still booting. So the name should be matching interface name exactly. So you have to be very, very careful over here. So IPv, so I would say that CSR gig 5 IP address and no tunneling, nothing. That should be good. Click on save. Now gig 1 and 2 should be tunneling. So I will select gig 5 and I will copy that one. Change it to gig 1. Click on copy. So gig 1, I will go ahead and do the edit. So now here I will just change the name to gigabyte 1 and here I will change the name to gigabyte 1. And this one needs to be tunnel. So I will go to tunnel and I will turn on because I'm going to encrypt the traffic. So color, yes, I'm going to have the color for this interface too. So that should be CSR gig 1 color. And allow services, yes, I need to allow all of them. and specifically the net config and the SSH, and click on update. Now the same thing will be done with the gig 2, so I will just copy that one. So gig 2, click on edit. And now I will change that one to gig 2. And here I will change it to gig 2. And also here I will change it to gig 2 color. And the remaining should be all good. Click on update. And now my feature templates are ready now. The only thing is that I need to club it together and make it as a device template. So let's go back to the router, and router seems to be still booting up. So I'll go back to the device template now. And I will create a template from the feature template, and I will select CSR 1000V. Select the device role as WAN Edge, and the template will be CSR DC device template. And the system, we created one system. For AAA, we created one. And for the VPN 0, we created one. And the interface, gig 1 and 2, both of them. To select CPA, Cisco VPN interface Ethernet, and select gig 2. Select VPN 512, and the interface should be gig 5. And click on create. So once the device template has been created, now let's go ahead and attach. So click on attach, and I think that should be CSR 261A. This is the one. So I will select that one, push it over there, click on attach. I did nothing still. The router is still booting up. I did no configuration on the router yet. And now I will edit the configuration. And now here you see that gig 5 IP address, that should be 152.1.7. I think 7123. This will be 75/24. Next top one will be 220.100.1.254. Another one will be 172.100.1.254. That's for the MPLS. Gig 2 will be MPLS, and the IP address will be 172.100.1.5/24. Gig 1 color will be business internet. The IP address will be 220.100.1.5/24. System IP will be 100.1.1.5. Site ID will be 5. Name will be CSR DC. Time zone will be Australia and Hobart. So these are the settings. I will click on update and click on next and click on configure. Now device is offline because I still did not create any configured any device yet. So I'm just assuming that vManage, I'm telling to vManage, hey vManage, this is the chassis number and this is the serial number which the device is going to come online soon. So when it comes online, when it has all the details, just provision that one and push the template to that particular device. And now you see that it says that done schedule. So if I go back to my configuration and devices, and I will filter it via CSR, and I should see that vManage mode. C261A is under the vManage mode. So what I will do, I will go ahead and I will generate the bootstrap configuration. So click on that one and cloud init. Do not include that one. Just remove that one. Untick include default root certificate. Click on OK. And now it should show me the CLI. So this one is the config file, which is we are going to import into our CSR router. So when we import into the CSR router, when we are going to change the mode of the CSR router, so this router, CSR router, is going to authenticate using this template, which has the certificate details and everything over here. You see that all of these are here. So what I have to do is click on download and it should download. You see that it's showing me that it's some problem. So go click on keep and that should be good. So it is downloading still. All right, so now it is being downloaded. So I will go back to my downloads now. You need to rename this file as Cisco SD-WAN underscore cloud underscore init. So this is the name you have to rename with. And another thing is that I will just delete this one for now. I need one more, that is the root certificate. So currently my root certificate is in my topology. So currently vManage has the root certificate. So I need this root certificate and the bootstrap CFG file. So these two files I need to manually import into the CSR router. So I will be using the TFTP server. So this will be running on my physical laptop, that is PC. So I do have this boot configuration, but I do not have the root CA file yet. So to get that root CA file, what I can do is that I can use the FileZilla application to connect to my vManage. Pretty easy one. 51 admin Cisco 0, 1, 2, 3 and 22. Click on quick connect. Click on OK and you see that I do have the root ca.pem file. On the left hand side, this is my physical system. So I will go to my downloads folder first. So in the downloads, I will double click on that one and it should be transferred to my downloads folder. So if I come back to my downloads and now you see that I do have the root CA. Now I will just rename that one and I will just modify the extension to CER certificate. That's it. Click on yes. That's all. The file, there is already a file with the same name in this location. So I need to find that file. That is, where is that file? You see that this is where it is. So I will just rename that one. So that is the Windows certificate which I have. So that's why. And I will rename this one. And now it should be good. So I do have two of these files. So what I can do is that first I will go to my local disk C, go to program files and go to TFTP. And I just make sure that I don't have any files with the same names. So this is my TFTP folder. So go back to the downloads now, right click, click on cut because I just want to remove it from the downloads, paste it over there. Don't want the copies. TFTP and paste it over here. So I got both the devices over here. Files. Now I will start my TFTP server on my physical server. So this is my TFTP and I will select that 150.1.7. That is my management. So that's all to be done with the FileZilla now. I will just close it and let's go with my CSR. Let's see whether it came up or not. Yes, it came up. Show IP interface brief, and I should see that. So by default, it is using 150.1.7.108. That should be fine. So I will copy this name, the whole thing, and I will say that copy. All right. So copy TFTP. So it's still booting. So copy TFTP to boot flash. Make sure that you copy to boot flash. Enter the file host name. Address will be 150.1.7.1. That is my physical system address. Source file name will be the one. Why? Looks like I have entered many times. So it is hanging. I think it's a GNS problem. Alright, still it is not coming up. All right. Okay. It does not have that one, so I need to cancel this one now. Okay, cancel. I will do one more time. Copy TFTP to boot flash. This one will be the one. And the file name will be this one. And enter, and it should download that one now. You see that it is now importing. So it is downloading from the TFTP server. That is my physical system. Right. For some reason, it is very slow. And I think that should be. Yep, looks like. Yep. So the router is still booting up. So that's why it is giving me so many problems. So I will do one thing. I will just hold up for two to 5 minutes and check it. And then I will resume the video. Okay. Looks like it completely booted now. So if I reconfig TFTP to boot flash host, Cisco SD-WAN cloud init, CFG yes and yes, and now it should, yep, it should download it. The other thing is that copy TFTP to boot flash. This time it will be rootca.cer, enter, and now it should access that file. And now if I say that show flash, show boot flash, and I should see those two files. So at the end, you see that this is the config file, this is the rootca.cer certificate file. And now let's make this one CSR router as the SD-WAN compatible. So if I say that show version, so let me show you the version also, that is 17.03.04a. So I'll be sharing the images, so nothing to worry. And if I say that show controller, uh, I need to show mode. Uh, there is a command which will show you that what in which mode it is running. So show controllers. No, okay, nothing to worry. So now I will say that enable controller mode or controller mode enable. So once I say that it was controller mode enable, so it will be restarting the device, and it using that config file, it is going to read that file and it is going to implement that all the config on that particular file. So click on enter, confirm, and that's it. Now it should reboot. Again, it will take at least 15 minutes to boot up. So initialize the geometry of NVRAM. I think that seems to be restarted now. So I will pause the video, then once that is totally been rebooted, we will come back to it. You see that? Reload session, enabling controlling mode. So we will look back to those log messages again after 15 minutes. All right, so it came up. It took almost for me 1 hour to totally come up. So let's scroll down to the logs now. So this is where it's like rebooting the device after we set that controller mode enable. And after that, it rebooted a device. And here you can see that it tried to get the configuration from the config file. So it first checked the grub version, no need to upgrade, that should be fine. It checked the version, checked the memory, then it checked the gigabyte 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything was in shutdown first. And after that, a new UDI number, that is the chassis number, and so this is the UDI number. So once we have provided the chassis number and the token number, it automatically generated its virtual UDI number. And after that, still the interfaces were down so far. Okay, right. So now you see that interface gigabyte 2 is up, gigabyte 5 is up, and also the 1 should also be up. So they should be somewhere. Yep, gigabyte 1 is also up. So it started reading the config file now. Okay, created, processed. Okay. All right, so this is where the PNP discovery aborted because we were doing manual configuration. Gigabyte 2, gigabyte 1 is up. And as I said that in the template, we have given the net config on. So it used that protocol to push the configuration, and it read the config file from this particular file, which we have given. Where is that one? So this is the file from which it read the configuration, and it automatically created the tunnels, whatever it required. And yep, that should be good now. So initialization, and at last it came up. And you see that 200.0.1, we manage push the authenticated the CSR router and push the configuration. And after that, we do have the login details now. So username will be admin, and password also will be the admin. And there is another username that is Moise, and the password will be admin. And let's go back and so it is now asking for the new password because I think the CSR doesn't accept that default password anymore. But still, I will enter the admin and admin. And also, if I go back to my vManage now, and you see that certificate installation has been failed. That's fine. No need to worry, because once you restart the vManage, again, it will do the provisioning and it will um, install the certificate. That should be good. All right, so that was the CSR provisioning now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.